everyone, welcome. I'm Amanda. If we've never met before, welcome. So for today's class, a little bit different. We're going to do a Vinyasa flow class, but we're adding the option for weights, so small hand weights. I have a set of 2-pound hand weights. You can do this whole class without any weights at all. I wouldn't recommend anything over 4 pounds, so trying to stick somewhere in the 1, 2, 3 range. Because we will be sort of holding the arms out and doing some sweep ups and sweep wides. So just making sure we're not going to damage anything or injure ourselves along the way. And again, do what suits you. Let go of things that don't. Take rest when you need it. Any other props you like to use for closing postures or to help you bring the floor up or get into something that is better suited for you, make sure you have those. So blocks and bolsters and pillows, anything like that. And we'll get started in a seat today. So you'll face the short edge of your mat. I will face you for the time being. Make sure your weights are somewhat close by. And then go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Let the hands find the top of the thighs. And just let the eyes close. Maybe rocking a little side to side to ensure you're sitting on those sit bones. And then just start to breathe. So shifting what our normal daily breath pattern is, so the breathing that our body does for us, and shifting to something that is a little more purposeful and that comes with intention. So choosing to breathe in deeply all the way to the base of the lungs. So really feeling the lungs push down into the mid-waist, and then exhale as the lungs compress, feeling that draw you back up and let you lift a little taller. And then just continuing with those slow breaths, the eyes close or finding a drishti, so just sort of a point out in space where you stare or look sort of through. Soften the shoulders. Just a couple more. Take a slow breath in. And a longer breath out. Filling up. And emptying. One more, take a breath. And let it roll right back out. And then as you feel ready, start to blink open the eyes. Maybe find those weights. Again, option to skip or not, but arms out to your sides and then reach them up. And then just wave them down. Breathe in, pull up, maybe look up. And exhale, arms wave down. 2 more, reach and sweep up. Exhale, arms down. 1 more, lift up. This time, pull them down through chest center. And then find your way up to a table. You'll keep 1 weight if you like. It'll stay in your right hand. Left hand plants to earth. So finding that nice flat back. Knees come hip distance. Left leg lifts. And then followed by the right arm with your weight. Lengthen through the right hand. Square the hip. Pull the belly in. Make sure that right shoulder is flat to earth. So really lengthening through the wrist crease, hugging up through the belly. Take 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Go ahead and let that all come back down, and we'll just switch sides. So right leg long, left arm long, with or without your weight. So again, squaring up, reaching through that left hand, pulling up through the belly. And holding. Take a breath. Drain it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. As you set down, release that weight and then roll into a cow pose, heart forward. And round into catch, into chest. Open into your cow, heart forward, hips up. Round into your catch, into chest. 2 more, ripple open. And round it in. Roll open, breathe. And tuck in. Come back to neutral. Keep the right hand on earth. Turn those right toes behind. And as you step the left leg long, maybe again grab one of those weights, pull it all the way up to the sky. Reach that arm up high. Lengthen through the hand. And then you'll take that left arm straight out towards me. So straight out in front of you, shoulder height. Peel that arm back up. Look up. Let that arm come back halfway down. Arm to the sky, reach. Straight out forward. Use the belly to support the movement. 2 more, reach up. Check in with the shoulder. If it's a lot, do it without weight. 1 more, arm up. 1 more, straight forward. So we'll change it again. Reach up. This time, left arm towards the left leg without letting the arm reach the hip. Bring it back up. If you feel you have space, you can set it overhead. And then exhale back to the hip. Inhale up and maybe open. Again, be mindful of what your shoulder allows and wants to work with today. And then exhale, slide it back down. You can look down or up. 2 more, reach up and across. And hand towards hip. Last one, reach up and open. Back down, and then let that hand cartwheel all the way to earth. When you land on the left knee, kick the right leg back, come into that spinal balance again. Reach, lengthen, pull up, and then maybe this time elbow to knee. Send it long, reach. Elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Just 1 more like that. Reach it up. And tuck it in. Come back long, fill up. And then hand to floor, followed by the knee, table. A cow pose to rinse out. Heart up, pelvis tilts. Chin to chest, scoop in. Come back to neutral. And then you'll turn the left toes behind, step that right leg long. And then as you are ready, right arm up to the sky, reach it high. And then stack the right shoulder above the left. Lengthen. And again, that arm comes straight out forward. Send it up, breathe. Straight forward, empty. Inhale, roll it open. Use the side belly for that support. Exhale, shoulder height. Just 2 more, lift up, breathe in. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, shoulder height. Arm up to the sky. And then this time down towards your right hip, squeeze the glute. Up and maybe over the ear, maybe not. So if that doesn't feel like your shoulder is willing to support it, skip that part and stop above the shoulder. So you can stop up here instead as you breathe in. And then exhale back towards the hip. Inhale up, and again, over is an option. Exhale, hand towards foot. 2 more, reach it up and across, breathe. Lower, empty. Last one, reach it up. Exhale, slide it down. This time, roll the arm up, stack, and then roll it down. When you get to the earth, drop that right knee, kick the left leg long, and then re-pick up that right arm. Lengthen, your choice to hold or elbow to knee round. Send it out, big breath. Tuck it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Just 1 more, reach it long. And tuck it in. Come back out long, breathe. And then hand down, knee down. Let the knees walk out a little wider. And then reach back to your child's pose. So you can stay just like this. Or maybe take your weights, you'll put them on the edges so they're just stacked. And then hands just rest on them. So you're just floating the arms on those weights and sort sort of stretching out the shoulders. You can do this with blocks or anything else if you prefer instead of weights as well. And then as you feel ready, soften the elbows. And then find your way back up to that table. Keep your weights near the front of your mat. Take a breath, curl the toes. And then lift the hips downward facing dog. Breathe in. Lift up through the hip points, but tuck the pelvis and ribs together. Press the shoulders down the back. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more to stay. Empty. Rise to your toes, put a bend in the knees, look forward. And then come up to the front of your mat for a fold, Uttanasana. Let the feet come out a little wider to hip distance. And then you can either find that traditional ragdoll or take your weights and hold them in the elbow creases. Just make sure you don't drop them on your toes and just use that little extra added weight to draw you down just a little heavier. Breathe in. And breathe out. Two more here. Slow breath in. And an empty. One more. Let it roll right out. You'll keep your weights, bring them with you off the shins to lift halfway. And then let them fly back like airplane wings. Palms are down. So really hugging the shoulders, pressing through. The feet are still hip distance. Gaze is down and about 1.5 feet in front of those big toes. Shoulders wrap up, back, and together. And then maybe little pulses with those arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make sure you can support the spine with the belly, so really tuck it up and in. Last two. Keep floating if you're choosing to fly those arms up. Stay. One more. Hi, Mr. JP. Empty. Stand up. Circle to the sky. Maybe bring those weights with you. And then hands come through your heart and to your sides, Tadasana. Let the shoulders roll up, and then let them roll back. Eyes closed. Find your mountain. We'll stay here for just a few moments. Breathe in. Breathe out. In breath. And empty. Last one here in our mountain. Stay, lift the shoulders, roll them back. Arms circle back up to the sky. And then again, because we're using weights, we'll come down through our middle, fold in half. Lift halfway, lengthen hands to shin bones with weights, airplane wings empty. Take a breath. Let yourself fold down, drop your weights, and then plant your palms. Step the feet back to a high plank. Hold that plank, take a breath. Stay. You are always welcome to drop your knees and take rest in child's pose if that suits you better today. Holding here for 5 more. So really fire up the belly. Squeeze through center, press through the heels, take a full breath in. Shoulders stack over the wrists, heels press back, and the belly scoops up. Last 2, breathe in, breathe out. 1 more. On this exhale, lift the hips back to down dog. Let the head dangle, check in with the feet, they are hip distance. Stay. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more, take a full breath. Let it go. 1 more, breathe in. Empty. On your next breath in, pull forward to a high plank. And then exhale, drop that right knee. Side plank, bring your weight with you. Left arm high, reach it. And then arm over your ear if you'd like. Send it up, reach down towards your left hip. Little change, reach up. Tuck it under the right arm. Back up to center, breathe in. Again, over the ear. Lift and lengthen, then down towards your hip. One more lift up, this time to earth. Hand plants just to spin onto the left shin. Spinal balance, reach, breathe. Elbow to knee. Send it long, breathe in. Elbow to knee, breathe out. One more in breath. And exhale, round, squeeze. Send it long, breathe in. Hand to earth, knee down. Cow pose on your inhale. Cat, as you go to cat, round the toes into earth, lift the hips, come up and back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come up to your toes, bend the knees, look forward. And then up to the front of your mat for a fold. Halfway along, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Maybe weights, maybe no. If you're using weights, let the arms fan out behind you like airplane wings. Lift and float the shoulders. So little hovers for 10, 9, squeeze the belly, 8, 7. You can also stay on the shins or just let the arms hold here. Last 3, 2, 1. Sweep and stand up, big reach, grow to the top, grow to the sky, grow tall to the sky, I should say. If you feel like your shoulders are comfortable with the wide dive and weights, maybe give it a whirl. Release those weights, lift halfway. High plank. Breathe in, hold your plank, we stay for 5. Breathe out. Inhale, scoop the belly, stack the shoulders. Exhale, press through the heels. So this plank feels a little better here without my helper. And you might have some helpers at home too, so go where your practice takes you. One more. Up and back to down dog. Sink those heels, shake the head, take a breath. Let it go. One more. Stay. As you rock back forward, drop the left knee. As you turn up and open, right hand maybe grabs that weight, reach it high. And then arm over your ear again, only if the shoulder feels like that space works. Reach it. And then down towards the foot, empty. Big reach and tuck under the armpit. Follow and roll. Circle lift, breathe in. Arm over the ear, breathe out. Inhale up. And hand to foot. Reach. Circle down, but instead of threading, let that right hand plant just to square the chest. Lift the left leg. And then followed by the right arm. Breathe in. Elbow to knee, tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. One more, reach it. And round it in. Come back long, take a breath. And then hand down, knee down. Cow pose to rinse it. Roll the heart open. Come through cat, curl the toes to earth, and then send it to your down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, and breathe out. Up to tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. And then back up to the front, feet come out again wide. Not super wide, just about hip distance, maybe a little more, and we'll find that ragdoll again with our weights, maybe locked in our elbows. Using just that extra sensation to pull us down. Maybe rocking a little side to side. Keep swaying or find stillness, totally up to you. Just 2 more, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Release those weights to earth.
And then roll up, maybe with them super heavy, or maybe you skip the weights, your choice.
When you get to the top, big roll through the shoulder. And then go the other way. And do that again, lift and roll back. And other way. Arms reach and circle, draw them up. And then hands come through your middle, fold in half. Inhale, hands to shins, so leave the weights this time on earth. And then high to low push up, hands down, step the feet back. You're always welcome to drop those knees, shoulders rock forward, and then chaturanga. Flip and lift to your back bend of choice, so thighs up for your up dog or down for your cobra. And then hips high. We'll take a few rounds of those sunnies just to rinse through where we've been with our weights so far, and then we'll add our weights back in. So come up to the toes, bend and look forward. Empty, walk, step, or hop, come on up. Flat back and lengthen, hands to shins. Exhale to dive. Reach and sweep, grow, breathe in. Spill and fold, breathe out. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low. Cobra up dog, so your Bhujangasana or your Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha Svanasana, hips to the sky. Two more, Surya Namaskara A's. Inhale to toes, bend, look forward. Come to the front of your mat. Halfway up, breathe in. Breathe out, roll or ripple it down, roll the heart towards the thighs. Circle and sweep. Gather that energy, pull it up, lift up out of the quads. Spill and dive, fold. Inhale, back to that length in the spine, so we lift halfway, like a number 7 or letter L. And then high to low. Pull through and lift up, breathe in, open. Send it back, breathe out. One more, ripple, bend, look. Come forward. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, dive. Reach and rise, grow. Spill and fold. Inhale, flatten the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, Chaturanga, high to low. Flip and lift, breathe in. And then this time, instead of down dog, drop the knees. Come back through that child's pose. Again, you can put the weights at the end with the knobs up and down vertically so the shoulders get another rinse out, or you can just take a traditional or any other form that suits you. If you turned one ear down, go ahead and rotate the ear to earth, so switching sides. Last couple, right where you are, breathe in. And breathe out. One more, filling up. And emptying. So from your child's pose, we'll meet back in down dog. And then let the feet walk together to touch. Right leg comes up hip height, and then as you feel ready, maybe spiral the hip up and to the right. So open up the hip, soften the left knee, hug the biceps into the ears, and press out of earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Couple more here. Just staying, lengthening, reaching. Really press up through the ball of the foot, but pull the rib cage towards the pelvis. Take one more. Empty. Lift that leg a little taller, and then draw the knee into the nose. Let that foot land right in between the hands. And then drop your back foot on 90. So you can choose weights or no weights. As you're ready, you'll come up to warrior two. And the weights will be in the hands out front to back. So this might be a lot for your shoulders. If it becomes a lot and you don't want to drop them to earth, you can always put the hands right on the hip bones. Or you can make little W's instead. You'll look to your right. Trick it with these hips. So tuck, take this left hip and almost tuck it down and forward. So the rib cage gets above center and the shoulders stack. And then reach those arms out front to back. Palms can be down or facing inward if you have weights, so depending on which way you just prefer to sort of punch out through the fingers. And then sink into that right knee. Not letting it poke past the toes, but sort of drawing it so it stacks above the ankle. Breathe in. Breathe out. So lower the arms. And then lift them up. Do that a couple more times. Lower, take a breath, lift, empty. Down through middle, and then up and out. We'll change that and add the legs. So to the sky, reach, straighten. Back out wide, look right, empty. Lift up, breathe in, squeeze the legs. Exhale, press down. Two more, breathe in to lift. And breathe out to lower. One more, lift up. Exhale, lower. Stay in the knees and the legs. Reverse your warrior right arm high. And then back to warrior two. So we'll straighten the right leg, turn the toes, let the hands come to the hips. We're turning all the way to the left. So spin the left foot around and then spin onto the ball of this right. So full circle into a lunge. Hands are on the hips for stability to get there. Press through this right heel. Stack the shoulders. So if you need to step that right foot up, do so. If you need to widen your feet, you toe heel the left one more to the left. And then arms up to the sky when you're ready. Palms face the short edge of the mat you're looking at. And we'll take a breath in. And then let those arms pull out to goal pose. Open the chest, lift, breathe. And then wrap it together. You can drop the right knee if that would feel better for you. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, pull together. Breathe in to open. And exhale, pull together. Two more. Roll it open, squeeze the glutes, pull the inner thighs together, pull together. Inhale, open. And exhale, wrap it in. Arms up, breathe. Down through the middle, let the weights find earth. Hands down, high plank. Take a breath, pull forward. And exhale to lower. Lift up, breathe in. And empty, hips high, down dog. So reset your dog. Get into a good, comfortable space here. So our down dog is work, but it should also feel like home. It should be a place we start to find some stability and some comfort. A place we know and we can come back to. Somewhere that even though it counts as also an inversion, an active posture, components of our sun A and B, it also can be considered a restful space. And then walk the feet to touch. Then slowly let the left leg circle up, stack it open when you feel ready. Open that hip, square the chest, lengthen through the heel. Breathe in and breathe out. Couple more just here. A little softness through the left knee, spiraling that inner hip up and open, but squaring the left shoulder. One more. Stay. Leg lifts, knee to chest. And then foot through the hands, let it land lightly. Drop the right foot on 90. And again, if you are choosing the option to come up with your weights, come up and wide. Right arm behind, left arm forward. Again, this right hip sometimes likes to kick up, so we sort of tuck it back. Pull it down and forward so that tucks the pelvis under the heart and under the midline. This right inner thigh is parallel to the right side or the right wall of your space. And the left thigh, the outer left thigh, is parallel to the left wall. Arms reach out front to back, palms down for start. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower the arms, fill up, back up, shoulder height. So you'll look left to lower down. Lift up, sink into that left knee. Down. And up. Hold it. Flip the palms. Draw up and straighten the legs. Press down. Stop. Shoulder height. Look left. Bend the knee. Come up and reach. Sink down to lower. 2 more. Come on up. Lift. Sink and press. 1 more. Lift up. Sink and press. Big reverse. Left arm high. And then circle back to warrior 2. Left leg straightens, hands to hips, turn the chest. So we're spinning onto the ball of the right foot. This left foot turns all the way around. Bend the knee. So if that feels like a really wide stance, just pop that left foot up and walk the right foot out. And then tuck the pelvis, arms up, and then bring them again back out into those goalposts. It's a little different this time. Lift up and just pull out wide. Come up, reach. Maybe this time elbows all the way down to the side body. Scoop up and lift. Pull out and down. Pull the rib cage back to the spine. Reach up, bend the right knee. Elbows to ribs. 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, lower. Last one, arms up. Through the middle, hands to floor. Unwind those weights. And then high to low push-up. Step the right foot. Try not to scrape it. Chaturanga. Flip the heart. Lift the chest. And then exhale, hips high. Stay for 5. So really, again, finding that rest, that home base, that safe space. Breathe in and breathe out. Fill up. Empty. 2 more. Breathe deeply. Empty fully. Last one here. Let it go. Come up to the toes, put a bend in the knees, look forward. And then walk, step, or hop back up to the front of your mat. So the same front where we started. Halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold. Circle and reach, come on up. Hands to your heart. Sit into your chair pose. We aren't staying in chair though. We're working all the way to earth. So if you don't like to use chair to get to a boat pose, find your way to earth as it suits you. Otherwise, take a breath. Sit a little deeper. Breathe in. Sit lower. 1 more. Weight in the heels as you sit down, arms long. Or maybe you grab those weights, punch the arms straight long forward, and then lift the legs. Navasana, boat. Heart up, thighs parallel to the chest. Shins parallel to the ceiling, shoulders down. If you prefer to tuck the hands behind the knees, let go of your weights, or maybe hold those weights and play around. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you're using weights, maybe curl up, lower. See if you can add that curl in, lower. 2 more, breathe in, breathe out. Curl in, lower out. Arms curl in, cross the ankles. You'll rock forward, drop your weights. So we'll play with a little transition here. As you rock forward, you'll pop up onto the tops of the feet and sort of the ankles. So as you lift up, press away. And then see if you can unwind the feet to your high plank. How would we do? Breathe in,
pull forward. Chaturanga, breathe out. Up and open. And then exhale, hips high. Right leg circle, so we'll put that all together one time on each side. Knee to nose, foot through hands. Back foot on 90, cartwheel up, breathe in. With or without weights, warrior two. So we'll just stand up, straighten the legs, breathe. Come all the way down and lower. Sweep all the way up, reach. Sink down, empty. Two more, lift up, arms high. Arms lower through center, bend right, look right. One more, lift up. Land in warrior two, hold. Reverse that warrior, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. Straighten right, hands maybe to hips, turn through star, and then sweep around to crescent lunge. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, goal pose. Heart open, breathe. Forearms wrap together. Send it out. Pull it in. Just two more. Inhale, heart open, look up. Forearms wrap in, empty. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. Arms straight up, breathe in. Through the middle. Let the weight set down. High to low. Flip and lift, breathe in. Squeeze your glutes. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Reset for a full round of breath. Breathe deeply. Exhale fully. Feet touch, left leg high. Take a breath. Knee to nose, foot through the hands. Back foot 90, circle up. Right arm behind, left arm forward. Sit into those legs. Stand it up, straighten the legs, squeeze the thighs. Arms sweep down as you find warrior two legs. Reach up, breathe in. Sink and lower, breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep down. Two more. Big breath, lift up. Exhale, sweep down. Circle up, breathe. End it with warrior two arms. Arms out wide. Reverse it, left arm high. And then back to warrior two. So we'll straighten the left leg, we'll pause in star, and then bend the right, circle all the way around, land in crescent lunge. Breathe in, reach, palms forward, so away from your face, and then out to goal post. Arms straight up, pull down, breathe in, lift, pull out empty, two more, reach, draw the elbows out wide, one more, lift, and lower. Arms up, palms touch. Hands through the middle. Softly set your weights down and then chaturanga. Toes press into earth, heart forward. Belly back bend of choice. Downward facing dog. Again, a full reset. Breathe in. Breathe out. To your tippy toes, bend your knees, look at your thumbs. Walk, step, or hop, come on up. Halfway long, fill up, fold, reach and rise, circle high. One breath in Utkatasana, chair. Take an in-breath all the way to your Navasana. Grab your weights if you like, legs long, breathe in, stay, curl, straighten, curl, and unwind. So your choice, whether you hold still or continue those curls in and out. Flex the feet. Make sure you're on your sit bones, not your tailbone. Squeeze the belly into the spine and lift up from your root. Last two. And last one. So you'll unwind the arms, cross the ankles, plant those weights down. And then again, you can skip this and step back, or hands down, sort of pop up, take a breath, and then see if you can hop. Take an inhale, pull forward. Lower, heart up and lift, and then down dog for one more reset. Stay here. Breathe in, breathe out. Two more. Last one here, and we'll find another child's pose. Knees wide, hips to heels. And again, you can find those weights on their vertical edges and melt through the arms. Take your time in child's pose. Spend a few moments here. And then before we find our way into our balance, we'll play around with down dog and a couple connections for just a few moments. And remember, this is just a little play. It might work, it might not. So finding your way to a table, set your weight sort of away from the back of your mat. So just way out in front and out of your space of where you might need to sort of step the feet out or catch yourself if you feel like you're falling. And then we'll find our way to down dog. So let the feet come together. And then you'll take that right leg up and open, bend the knee. So this left hand is going to move. We'll keep our right hand down, so glue it to earth. And then see if you can take this left hand out to the left 10th of fingers. Maybe you can let that hand float. Maybe you can clip your hip. Maybe you can get up over that left hip, find the right foot. And if you find that connection, kick the foot into the hand, press actively out of that right arm. Soften the right shoulder and then lift the right knee. Play or skip it, move around. It sounds fairly simple, but it is very challenging. So work in that space. And when you feel complete, you'll unwind that side and just take a few moments in a traditional down dog, maybe pedaling out the heels. Remember, each side's a little different. And we'll set up our second side. So feet again touch, finding that stability on that right leg. Left leg up and open, bend the knee. And then glue the left hand down. And just start with a little tent on the right. Maybe that tent walks over to the right side. Make sure this right or this left heel is towards the right glute so you are able to catch it. Maybe this right hand picks up and holds the hip bone. Maybe it gets up over the glutes and it finds the foot. Pull the belly in, kick the foot into the hand, lift the knee up if you have that connection. And if you don't, just play around with your connections or the lifts through the hand as they suit you. Don't forget to breathe. 2 more to play. And again, when you feel complete, unwind. And then we'll come up to the toes and we'll walk ourselves slowly forward. Let the head be nice and heavy. And again, grab those weights if you like. Let the arms dangle as you roll slowly up to the sky. When you get to the top, lift the shoulders, palms forward. Root down through the feet. We'll clip the hips to start. Come up on the right toes, turn that knee out. So tree pose. You'll start with the foot on the ankle, or you'll walk it up to the calf. You can take your weight briefly to your left hand, take that foot, help it to your inner thigh. And then once you feel stable, if you like, arms out to a T shape with weights. That might feel unstable, and if it does, don't do it. If it feels okay, stay. Chin works neutral, or start to tilt the gaze up to the sky. Press right foot into left thigh pushes back. Just take 3 more. Remove the arms first. If they were up, let them come down. Hold that hip on each side, knee to chest. And then foot to earth. Arms up, slowly reach Come back down through the middle fold. Catch the elbows. Hang in that ragdoll with the added weights and stay. Rocking side to side if that feels good. And then same thing from here, we'll let the hands release and hang heavy. And then rolling yourself back up to the sky as slowly as you can. Shoulders roll away, palms forward in that mountain, root through the right. Come up on left, turn the toes out. So check in with this right hip, make sure it doesn't jut out to the right. So we're trying to stay long through the middle. You might need to take your weight into your right hand momentarily to help that foot connect to the inner thigh. And again, same thing, check in with this right hip. So tuck it in into the left foot presses. And then arms can sweep up out wide. And if that makes you feel unstable, don't do it. And don't forget to breathe. Maybe looking up. Trusting your center to counter those wiggles though. So really engaging the middle from the pelvic floor all the way up to belly button. So pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha connections if you work with those locks. Those draw in. Lifting up through the middle of the spine. So really focusing on sort of those lower connections to support the whole center. Hands start to lower, they catch the hips, knee to chest, and foot down. Arms circle up one more time. And then maybe take them out wide this time, fold in half. When you get again towards earth, lock those hands in the elbows and hang. And then slowly release those weights and the lock. Find your way back to a table. And then from here, we'll find our way to cow face. So you might want your block. And I like to get into cow face by just stepping one knee behind the other. So we'll start by just stepping the left knee behind the right. Wiggle the thighs together, wiggle the heels outside to side. Take that block, or if you have a seat cushion that works for you, you can also take any of your cushions or props of from your house and then have a seat. And I like to use the cushions because they sort of still give you that sort of angle forward where you feel it through the back of the hip crease. And it also gives you some options to take your block and give you places to rest, or maybe you can put it on the knees and round to it. So just some different options if you like to play with your folds in cow face. And then from here, just breathe. We know what our breath does for our body. It is a calming tool, but it is also a communicator. So it is how we channel our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, our fears, our challenges, our frustrations. It all shows up in our breath. So when we are stressed, our breath is shortened. When we are calm, it is much more long and relaxed. And we might find ourselves when we have moments of anger or frustration, we feel out of breath and we don't necessarily always know why, because we're not running or doing anything that we think would cause that, but it's because we shorten our breath pattern with anger, frustration, and especially with what's going on in the world today, there's a lot of just unknown and a lot of challenge and a lot of difference. And by difference, I mean just but the unknown, the change that we're seeing in space all across the country. And change is difficult. So it shortens our breath space, it causes us to panic or have anxiety. So if we really tune into not just these spaces on our mat, but really understanding that our breath is that connection for ourselves, and if we take those tools out into our daily lives, we truly have the ability to control our path, to control our reaction, and to in turn control our own health. So we are able, if we stay in a calmer state, to support our immune system better. And by doing that, we are supporting our own health and those around us. So taking the tools that we learn here every day we come to our mat and channeling them into our daily life. Just a couple more here, staying, softening, finding heaviness and peace, even in discomfort. Even in challenge, we can find that space. It just comes with one inhale and a follow-up exhale that is just as slow. And then we do it again and again. As you feel complete on this side, you'll ripple forward slowly. So you can keep the cow face legs for a moment, shoulders over wrists, and then a few cat-cows. So thighs squeeze together, hips lift. And then round in, pull together, empty. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. One more like that, ripple open. And tuck it in. Come back to neutral. The leg that was in the back unwinds. The leg that was in the front becomes the back. So sort of shuffle the thighs around each other, walk the feet out, and then again walk back to that seat. Maybe the block, maybe a pillow, a bolster, maybe earth, whatever speaks to you. And again, soften into this space and tune into your breath. Tell your body you are here on purpose. It is okay in this space. It can find peace even through the challenge. And within that challenge, it still can soften and let go. Really trying to lengthen each breath, maybe starting again to fold a little forward. A few more moments here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. JB, no. No. And breathe out. Come on, go upstairs. Two more here. Take a breath. Empty. As you are ready, start to lift the chest. Come back up to that table. And again, a few cat-cow. So crossing through the thighs, squeezing together, heart forward. Round it in. Open up. And tuck it in. The last one, roll it open. And squeeze it together. Come back to neutral. Unwind those feet, but cross at the ankles. Have a seat, slide out any cushions that you may have. If you have a block, put it between or sort of center of your mat, and we'll roll down to it for a supported fish here. So once you sort of find that space, if you have two blocks, one can be for your head and one for your mid-spine. Or if you only have one, you can place one there and take any of those cushions that you have and set them as a place for the head. And you can keep the legs crossed if you're rolling into this supported fish. You can find Supta Baddha Konasana legs, so the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Or you can let the legs come long and away. So whatever suits you. Let the eyes find some heaviness, or find that drishti of just looking through space. Legs long or crossed, I would like a gentle hip opener. Find those Supta Baddha legs, so soles of the feet come together if they are not already, knees open like a book. And again, if supported fish or Supta Baddha don't speak to you, you are welcome to trade them out with any additional back bends or hip opening connections that you know. Moments in this space and just seeing what the body feels. So you might start to feel some more emotional topics coming up as you spend time in very deep heart openers, particularly when the heart is open to space above or to the sky, and same thing with the hips. So typically as we protect our center and our heart. So being really open here, letting all of that be vulnerable, can feel a little challenging. It can feel like the breath is shortening. It can feel very difficult to just find a comfortable space to be still.
So if you notice some of those things coming in or any tightness in the chest that seems a little strange as you're just laying here, just take notice of those things and see if you can breathe to those spaces. Seeing if you can pull in that calmness, that centered space. Trusting that even in a vulnerable state or a vulnerable pose, you are still okay. For you are supporting yourself, your health, and your wellness. You can let the feet find earth. Let the arms pull along to your sides, and if you're on that block, sometimes it's just easier to roll off to the right side or left and take it out. And then come back onto earth. If you had a pillow or anything under your head, you can also remove that at this time. Left leg long, right knee in, give yourself a squeeze, and then supine twist, leg crosses the body, look to the right. Shoulders down, wringing out from your middle. So then come up to center, give yourself a squeeze. Right leg long, left leg in. And then twist. Back to the middle. Give yourself a big hug, squeeze it together. Find that block or anything that can support the hips. Tuck it under. Lift the legs straight up to the sky. If you're close to wall space in your house, sometimes it's nice to use that as well for this inversion. If you are moving through an inversion that is different than hips on a block, as long as it's in a safe space for you, feel free to continue on to whatever speaks to you for the next 5 breaths. If you have the legs lifted, you can start to bring them back to earth. supported bridge pose on any height. If you were in a different inversion, we'll meet you back on earth. You can tuck a block under your hips and find a gentle bridge of a low setting, a medium or a high block setting. Or you can press into the feet of the hands and pop the hips up off of any props for a little more of an active back bend. Take 5 full rounds of your breath. When you're done, hips back to earth, feet together, knees wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. And then from that bridge, we'll lift up off of any remaining props. Give yourself a final tug in, chin to chest, nose to knee, round into a little ball, and then everything rolls out long Shavasana. Eyes closed. Soften through the face, unwind the toes and the fingers. Slowly starting to blink open your eyes, finding movement, returning back to you. As you find your way onto your right side, take a moment and then gently press yourself up to a seat, hands drawn into heart center, Anjali Mudra. I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light in my heart honors and greets the light in yours. Thumbs to our third eye, our eye of intuition, knowing that you truly are a blessing. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you like the weights. If there's anything you want to work on or see, let me know. Apologies for Mr. JB. Sometimes I'm pretty sure he sees ghosts because he likes to randomly bark at the walls in the basement. And it kind of scares the crap out of you randomly because it happens with no regard to anything else. So he also really likes to do yoga with me when I'm practicing. So you can see he likes planks and down dogs. He gets pretty excited about that too. So hope you all have a lovely day, evening, whatever time it is in your space and when you're practicing. And if I'm not seeing you out in public at the classes that are available at the couple studios I do work for, I'll continue to catch up with you here online. So stay tuned for what's coming next. And if you have suggestions, send them out. Namaste.